Stewart, have you been interviewed for the commissioner position in the past? And regardless of that, why now make this change in your life?
I've had discussions about this position in the past. They were brief and informal, and weren't the right time for me to continue. This is the right time. This is the right time for a number of reasons for me. One is I'm so excited about the momentum of the league. Starts with the ownership group, the strongest I can remember in my history of dealing with the league over the last 30 years. It starts with, it includes the product on the field. I think it is an outstanding shape. We've got incredible scoring, incredible finishes in the last 3 minutes, incredible athletes. We've seen great momentum in terms of ticket sales, great momentum in terms of engagement on the digital platforms, great growth when it comes to TV audiences. The league's in a strong place, and I think we have a lot of partner interest that want to help, that want to align with ours and join on the ride that I see coming.
Good morning, Stewart Johnston of the Canadian Press. Why would you take this job now? You talked just now that you had been in formal discussions, but why now?
Dan, it starts with my passion for the game. Now, I'm at a moment in my life where I thought leading an organization like the CFL, something I've been following since I was 5 years old, thinking about how I played with my family, I played with my brothers, I played in high school, I've hosted Grey Cup parties, I've attended many Grey Cup parties. Everything I just described about how excited I am about the future of the league is certainly critically important to my decision. But I'm at a time in life where I think I'd like to be a part of this. I'd like to be a part of this journey and help lead us to further growth and make this league as great as it can be.
Matthew Chenet with TSN. Stewart, good to see you. What role might expansion play in those three pillars that you have? Because so much of the discussion during Randy Ambrosie's time was how the CFL could get to those 10 teams. Is that going to be part of your focus at all?
Look, would I like a 10th team? Absolutely. It will not be a primary focus for me as I take on this role. I want to get this league with the 9 clubs that we have in the best shape it can be. I think if we accomplish that, and I'm confident that we can, that expansion becomes even more viable. So no, I'm not going to be actively looking for a 10th team. However, if a great ownership group approaches us, we'll certainly be listening.
Frank Stanishi, CFL Talk. If there's an opportunity for somebody to be promoted from within, you come as close to that as it can happen. You've been around the game, right? Tell me the first few days what it's been like. The expectations that you anticipated, have they come true? Are any surprises in taking over the position?
Well, Frank, this is day one. So far I can give you a couple hours of commentary. There have been a lot more pictures than I was expecting, a lot more photo ops. But I have been able to meet with the staff at the league office. Obviously, I've had a lot of conversation with the Board of Governors. Even just preparing for a session like this, my introductory, has been different, has been fascinating, has been nerve-wracking, and really gives me a taste of a new role that I'm going to take on and lead. So I'll tell you maybe in a week if there are any further surprises. So far, day one, I think it's going pretty well.
Stewart Johnston again. I'm going to ask the question where the elephant's in the door, in the room. Your background in TV, how will that help moving forward with a new broadcast agreement pending in the next couple of years?
Well, Dan, I hope it helps a lot. Really, that's been my background for the last 28 years. It's all come up through content negotiations, media deals, considering media avenues, seeing the disruption that's gone on in the industry, how to manage that. And I think we've done a fabulous job in my past life, and the team there is outstanding. I think what the board would want from me is to bring that experience to bear, not only in terms of what a negotiation looks like, but to think about what would be our priorities. When I think about the next media deal, I think about optimization. I know most folks like to go straight to revenue, certainly important. The three components I would consider in optimizing the next media deal include maximizing revenue, maximizing reach, and elevating our exposure to growth audiences. And by that I mean younger audiences and more diverse audiences. Those would be three components that will go into decision making, and I'm looking forward to having those discussions.
And one quick follow-up. Should the folks at TSN be afraid that you're standing before us now?
I don't think they should be afraid. I think they know me very well. I was thinking about often when you begin negotiations, whether it's for a media rights deal, whether it's for an advertising partnership, you go through pleasantries, you'll get to know each other. Well, we know each other very well, so I think we can be very efficient in our discussions.
Nation, again, it seems like expansion is far down, if not even on your immediate to-do list. So as you take over this new role, realizing you're just hours into it, what is on that to-do list among the things that you want to tackle right away?
Well, thank you. Yes, in day one or hour three of the new role, my first job is to listen. I plan to go on a listening tour. I want to, of course, listen to the staff, listen to the board, listen to my friends in the media, listen to our fans, listen to travel across the country, speak with team presidents, GMs, coaches, and players. I met David Mackey before this, and I want to get to know the CFLPA. So I'm on a listening tour for the next 100 days. I think what I want to see out of 2025 is execution. We have a great plan in place. We need to execute it. And that's what the team's going to be focused on. They've put the pieces in place to have an outstanding 25. We've got incredible interest from partners and fans thanks to the renewed patriotism that we've seen in the country. And I'm looking forward to seeing where that can go.
Can you explain to me how you envision making the players real partners in the Canadian Football League?
I want to have the players are the stars of our league. Right? They produce the drama and playmaking on the field. And when I talk about entertainment, it starts there. So I want to make sure that we are staying very close to the players, supporting them, making sure we're focused on player safety. And if I could acknowledge Randy Ambrosie on his focus on player safety, I think it's been an incredibly important plank of his leadership and one that I look to continue. And I'm looking forward to growing the relationship.
Adam Lascaris, Daily Hive over here. Obviously, American players are such an important pillar of your league. How do you see yourself managing just the challenges that have come up politically and internationally over the past few months between Canada and U.S. relations?
I think that being the only major sports league with all teams residing in Canada puts us in the right spot to begin with. These players, all of our players, wherever they're from, have become ingrained in their communities. And I'm looking forward to celebrating our players and our teams as part of Canada.
Dave Naylor at TSN. Stewart, in your comments, you referred to the CFL's aging fan base. Could you tell us how big a threat do you think that is to the league's thriving? And again, with acknowledging that it's day one, just maybe some words about how you plan to address and go after that. Thanks, Dave.
I think on day one, two thoughts are a key focus for me. First is more short term. It's expanding our digital presence. The team at the league office, the teams at the clubs that are focused on digital content distribution are outstanding. The improvements that we've seen in engagement and in number of page views, number of videos, has been fantastic. So short term, let's go to where those younger fans are looking for entertaining content. Long term, I'm coming back to, I want kids touching footballs. I want them playing football. I want them understanding football. I want them loving football. It's an easy sport to love. And I think flag football being the 2028 Olympics provides us an opportunity to gain some attention with audiences that may not be exposed to CFL football at this point.
In terms of that in flag football, the NFL has taken a bite out of that market share over the last number of years. So do you see the CFL working in tandem with the NFL conceptually, or do you see the CFL trying to go ahead and build its own identity through flag football in the country?
Yeah, Matthew, I think it's too early for me to say the way we're going to execute against a flag football strategy. The team is already very much involved in amateur football. We're very much supporting flag football in this country. My first priority is kids throwing footballs. And so I'm not concerned as a starting point with how it's branded, how it looks. I just want them playing football. That can only be good for the entire sport, and we'll develop the right partnerships that will make sense of that.
And just a quick follow-up. The World Cup is coming next year. There's a lot of momentum both in Vancouver and Toronto, especially with attendance and especially with television ratings. What kind of disruption do you foresee, although it's still over a year away, what kind of disruption do you see in those two major markets?
Well, probably disruption in a few ways. Scheduling will be the first. There's some stadium blocks. We're trying to figure, we're going to work hard on a 26 schedule that manages our teams that are affected in those markets. And the team's already all over that. Then certainly within the market, we want to look at challenges to commercial opportunities, right? This is a new event, and we are going to see a number of commercial partners that may be looking at a new opportunity. So we've got to manage that, and I think the team is already ahead of the game in that regard, talking to sponsors, making sure they understand the value that CFL brings. But mostly, let's bring great sports to this country. Like, really, I want to celebrate that. I want to celebrate. It's a different form of football, but let's celebrate great sporting events coming to our country.
Since I asked, Frank again, since I asked a question too early, how about one that's too soon? Tell me what it's going to feel like when you have the Grey Cup and you're awarding it.
Frank, I don't know if I can put that into words. To think about being in Winnipeg and handing such a revered trophy to the winners of the Grey Cup. I'm actually getting goosebumps right now even thinking about it. I think you asked it too soon. I'll tell you in November.